these wars, we need to unite. But they have always been there to divide us to be able to reign better. Slavery our ancestors experienced. Until today, we are fed up in our.
Those are our brothers, our sisters, our family. Ain't no reason why we should be out here hating this and hating them and all this because they brainwash us to make us believe that they don't like us and we don't like them. No, man. Them people ain't got none but love for us. That's why I'm representing.
No one tells them not to go to Europe, to their countries of origin. Therefore, no one will tell us not to come home to Bukina Faso.
Right. One day, Captain Traore asked African Americans, the black Americans, to come back to Africa. And I think this is one of the best news that ever came to the ear of African Americans or black Americans. And not only African Americans and black Americans, I think to everybody who understands the power of unity and to everyone who loves when people are together or when black people have come together and they are doing the same things, okay? Personally, I think when I start rating and when I start giving Captain Ibrahim Traore his credits, when I start maybe praising him, I normally start from the position of thinking and trying to go back and check the things he has been able to do that many people were unable to do them. And many people, even today, they're not doing it because they do not have an understanding, or rather they don't know what they're supposed to do to bring black people together, or for them to conquer, or for them to overcome everything, or for them to deliver themselves from the hands, from the bondages that they are in and from the captivity they are in right now. If I try to compare Captain Traore with the African leaders who we are having today, I don't think I can ever find one leader who I can actually compare with him or put at par with him, because not even Chiani, not even Goita, they are the best also. They are working together with Captain Ibrahim Traore and all that. But Traore, most of the times, he has come out on public and he has really showed out the passion he has for the continent and the passion he has for the unity of the black people. Because the most important thing is the unity of the black people. I want to play this video just to remind us of what we are supposed to do, just to remind us of what it's needed of us as black people all over the world and as African Americans and African diasporans, wherever they are, okay? I think it is our responsibility as black people to make sure we are getting united with our brothers and sisters who were taken into slavery, who are not in Africa. Some of them, they cannot make it out to Africa. Some of them, yes, they are coming, but where are they coming to? Many of them are asking themselves a lot of questions. I'm going to Africa. Where am I going to? Where am I going to stay? Where am I going to live? It is our responsibility to tell them and to show them that when you come to Africa, Africa is your home. You're not going to be a slaver in Africa. You're not going to be a visitor in Africa. You are coming to your home. You're coming to a place that you were born, to a place that your great-grandfathers came from. Okay? And Traore goes ahead and says, I want all African Americans to come back to Africa, and you are free to come back to Bukina Faso without anything. You don't need a visa. You don't need anything. What does it show? The man has the power. The man has the passion for unity. Take a look at this video. We shall come back and talk about it.
I am moved and very happy to see you here in Burkina Faso since the events of the SNC. It is more than a pleasure that you have chosen to come here to Burkina. You have surely been told that it is a country frequentable. We told you that it's death here, it's war.
On vous a dit que c'est la mort ici, c'est la guerre. Il n'y a que du négatif.
There is only negative. We painted Burkina black here, only blood flows, weapons. This is what is said elsewhere. Thank God you arrived safely. You were able to be about the lasso, live with us our culture. What binds us Africans, you were able to communicate.
Être à propos du lasso, vivre avec nous notre culture, ce qui nous lie, nous Africains.
with many other nationalities who came to celebrate with us. Everything went very well. You are of our standing, and I hope that you are very well received, very well lodged, and that you managed to communicate with your brothers here. It is one important message that you send to.
C'est un message important que vous envoyez à tout le monde.
Everyone, and nay, you will be the ambassadors of this message when you return home, that Burkina is very frequentable. We live in Burkina Faso. What they want to make you believe that is not the Burkina is what he draws to get people to flee Burkina, and they depict all of.
C'est ce qu'il dessine pour amener les gens à fuir le Burkina. Et c'est toute l'Afrique qu'il dépeint comme ça.
Africa like that for them. Africa is misery, Africa is famine, Africa is war, which is responsible for the...
Ils ont toujours été là pour nous diviser, pour pouvoir mieux régner. L'esclavage.
Flesh, but it continues. The grandfather was deported, torture, and still, when they had their war, we supported him. They paid us in monkey money. Others were killed when they tried to claim. Several of them died in their village. With the after effects of the war, never recognized the work of the African, our mission. It is first of all to awaken Africa, and who better than you from the diaspora, to make people understand what Africa is. When I see you united in this association, I feel even more proud, because it is all we ask for. Today our fight is to be able to unite, because united we are strong. To divide we are weak. They have always worked to divide us. I urge you to spread the message, so that Africa can unite. We have been lucky or unlucky enough to live through war for several years, and at one point we had to say enough is enough. We are fed up.
Ils ont toujours travaillé à nous diviser. Je vous exhorte à passer le message pour que l'Afrique puisse s'unir.
We have taken our responsibilities, and we let us realize today more than ever that we were right to take our responsibilities. Because these armies were installed here, were never able at any time to monitor our territory, to see the terrorists who came to kill us, and
Et nous nous rendons compte aujourd'hui plus que jamais que nous avons eu raison de prendre nos responsabilités. Parce que ces armées étaient installées ici.
leave with all the means they had. When we asked to leave today, we were able to acquire a good number of means which allows us to wage our war, and to ward off the threat, and to indicate, I would say, we were able to equip our forces and reconstitute our armies. They
un bon nombre de moyens qui nous permet de faire notre guerre et d'éloigner la menace et de l'endiguer, je dirais.
don't like that. Obviously, they will create other plans, but we are here and we will hold on thanks to you, who are far from them who support us.
Mais nous sommes là et nous tiendrons grâce à vous qui êtes loin et qui nous soutenez.
We will always stand because the African is resilience. We have suffered enough. The first thing you could do for Africa is to send the positive message. Enough looting, enough death. It is time that we unite and work. We only ask to live with dignity, to live.
Assez de morts. Il est temps qu'on s'unisse et qu'on travaille. Nous ne demandons qu'à
Free,
vivre.
pass the message to awaken consciences. Some leaders always try to put their people to sleep and continue to pierce their people for the benefit of the West. This must stop. Who better than you to convey this message to the different people? Africa must wake
Il faut
up.
que ça cesse. Qui mieux que vous pour passer ce message aux différents peuples?
Young people must wake up and no longer allow the same policy continue. It is not possible. Africa is still virgin. Everything is business in Africa. Look at how our cities are. We can also develop our health and education systems. We can develop everything. So in this rich
Nous pouvons aussi développer nos systèmes de santé,
diaspora,
d'éducation.
we have all the specialties. Today in Burkina, we are thinking about set up one university polytechnic,
Aujourd'hui au Burkina,
just to train scientific engineers, and I think you will be welcome to learn the second time, because as long as we do not
et je pense que vous serez les bienvenus pour
train the youth, so that we ourselves can produce and transform here, on site we will always remain slaves.
Parce que tant que nous ne
Sovereignty
formons
is
pas
all
la
together.
jeunesse,
We are fighting for food self-sufficiency. Those who can invest in the agri-food industry to transform our products here, you are
souveraineté, c'est tout un ensemble. Nous sommes en train de nous
welcome,
battre pour
producing us everything here. Everything grows on our soils. We have experienced everything. After a year or so, everything grows in Burkina. Those who want to invest in agriculture are welcome. Those who want to invest in processing are welcome. Education, we want to. Transform the school, because the formatting that we are currently experiencing, it is from the school. They have channeled us, so that the intellectuals for the most part cannot think. Get out of the furrows that they have a trace. Thank God the conscious ones are waking. We need more. We need to change the educational system. You are welcome. And there are many other paths. They were in plundering our wealth. Today we are regaining control. And we are never going to leave our wealth behind, because we want to live, we want to see our children cared for, educated, grow up in peace and live in a healthy environment. So we are open. And you...
President Traore, the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara, President Traore, who has led the struggle to complete the unfinished business that was started by our ancestors and our Pan-African leaders in 1963 when they created the Organization of African Unity. During that meeting, they demanded the creation of an Africa that spoke with one voice, an Africa that was united. That journey is yet to be finished. What is happening in Bukina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, is just the beginning of a revolution that is way past due for Africa. Africa must unite. And Burkina Faso has shown us the way. They have opened the doors. They have shown us that the bully can be defeated. That no more shall we continue to give up our lunch. That we too need to eat. And therefore, there is no negotiating with the bully. The bully had to go, and Burkina Faso showed us how to do it. So, Mr. President, I bring you your children, descendants of the formerly enslaved. They have waited over 400 years to return the spirits of their ancestors back home to Africa. When the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves, all they ever wanted to do was to come back home to Africa. Each and every one of them that you see, many of them are coming to Africa for the first time. They're bringing with them the spirits of their ancestors, to put them to rest here in Burkina Faso. And that's mission number one. Mission number two, we have watched you, Mr. President. You stand for everything that we have hoped for in an African man. Courageous, fearless, and in their faces. France, unapologetically, you told France, pack your bags and go home. You, Mr. President, and the people of Burkina Faso have done it, and we have a responsibility to support you. You have over 300 million African diaspora who are looking up to you. We are here to show you that we are with you. We support you. We are behind you. And we will not let you down. Many of us were told, don't go to Bukina Faso. It's a war-torn country. Guns all over the street. Mr. President, we want you to know that the more they told us not to go to Bukina Faso, the more we ran to Bukina Faso. So mission number 2 is to let you, Mr. President, know that you and the citizens of Burkina Faso have done all the heavy lifting. The least we can do is to support you. So we are here. Our third mission is to see what can we do, Mr. President, to play our part in building the Burkina Faso we want.
Hello. I want to speak briefly about Burkina Faso and their president, Ibrahim Traore. As an African-American woman, I am so proud of President Traore and so happy for the people of Burkina Faso. I want to state for the record that African-Americans have nothing to do with any assassination attempts, any destabilization of the country, or any criticism of President Traore. I don't know any American, and I don't know every American, but I don't know any American that even knows who General Michael Langley is. I actually just found out who he was 2 days ago. But when you see black people being put in a position like that and then turn on their heels to criticize another leader in another country, that is by design. And they do not speak for us. They are ruining the reputation of African Americans globally, making people think that we feel this way. We have our own problems in America.
And that's why I be at Dallas City Hall on the 30th. I'm talking about we about to have fun. We gonna turn it to a block party. Bring your bottles, have fun. Post up, let's take to the streets and let them know that we here to reclaim our throne. You ain't gotta give me reparations when we can come together and take them. Real talk, I'm on that type of timing. Yeah, it's really like that. And I'm really like that. Trust me, boy, the Tamarian God is great. And thank you. I love y'all, Africa.
On some real shit, if something happens to Ibrahim Traore, we as a people have failed him. We already failed the South African lady who was out here saving all them kids and told everybody on the internet, listen, they gonna unalive me because I keep on saving these goddamn motherfucking kids. And what they do, they unalived her. They already unalived Gaddafi. They made it seem like that man was the worst man living. And right now, France and the US is trying to arrest that man. Why peace can never get a break? You know, that's what I'm realizing as I get older. Every single day I get older, peace can never get a break. Love and peace, those two things can just never get a fucking break in this realm we call life, or whatever this thing living. I don't know what it is. But peace and love are the two things that people just can't sit and just let it be. I don't know what it is. But all I'm saying is that if something happened to that man, us as a human race have to let go of the simple fact that these things are going to keep on happening to us, and we're never going to figure it out until we do figure it out. So all the he say, she say, us being loud and angry about what the society or the government is doing is literally absurd and very hypocritical for any of us to come together and say anything about anything, because we're seeing worldly great things happen and seeing the higher ups, the elites literally control these things and kill these people, unalive these people. And we go about it the next day as if nothing happens. because us as a human race decide to not to revolt. So that's all I'm saying.
We're all very clear on why they're going after Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso. It's because Ibrahim Traore is going to give Africans free education. And because Ibrahim Traore is doing the right thing by its citizens and making sure that people there have a home. Ibrahim is looking out for the people of Burkina Faso, not himself. He is becoming extremely popular amongst the youth across the African diaspora. So it is no surprise to me that they are now trying to take this man out, because your accusations are definitely not working. And even the president of South Africa has stated they reject your allegations against Captain Ibrahim Traore. The bottom line is the French and America are being pushed out of these people's resources, which is only fair. The audacity of the West to think that they should have some rights to anything this president has in his country is crazy. Because if anyone were to come to America and stake claim over our resources, we would lose our shit.
We can either fight for our country or we can be slaves. Which one do we want to do? So y'all, I might have to do a series called Stand Up Sundays, because people are standing up against this horrible, horrible regime that's now taken over America. We know that the Klan Party president that is in place right here.
And you'll realize that after this message from Captain Ibrahim Traore, African Americans went to Burkina Faso. African Americans in Burkina Faso, they were invited by him himself. He gave a speech to them. They were under the leadership of Dr. Rikana, and they were really happy in the city and in the continent of Burkina Faso. And it really made me feel like we have a leader here who is looking forward to change the continent, to liberate this continent. We have a leader who has the interests of people at heart, a leader who loves his people, a leader who is ready to take care of his people, a leader who is ready to change and bring wealth to his people, bring freedom to his people, because we don't have that freedom yet. Yeah, I think Captain Traore is a God, is chosen by God to unite all black people, to bring all black people together, to make them speak one language. And it is only those people who are not spiritually stable that they cannot be able to understand that this man has been chosen by God. Because from this point, I began seeing many African Americans and black people all over the world complimenting and really talking positive about this man. And they were like, that man must be protected. That leader must be protected. That leader needs to be taken care of. That leader needs to be supported and all that. That was a sign of unity. That was a sign that people are beginning to be united. People are beginning to come together. People are beginning to see things in a different perspective. People are beginning to have a different opinion over things. People are beginning to love each other. People have struggled so much to divide us and to make us not love ourselves, to make us not believe in ourselves, to make us look at one another as bad people. I come to you and I tell you Africa is a very bad continent. It's a very bad place. You don't need to go to Africa because there is poverty in Africa. And then the question comes, if someone really knows Africa is bad, is poor, people in Africa are uncivilized and illiterate, why would they tell you the same thing and they come to Africa? That is now what we call preaching wine, or preaching water and drinking wine. That is hypocritism over the highest level. Those are hypocrites of the highest level. Because if Africa indeed is bad, they also shouldn't be coming back to Africa. They're coming to Africa, they're buying lands in Africa. I've walked around, I've seen white people buying lands in Africa. They're living in Africa. They're investing in Africa. Why are they investing in a poor country? Where are they investing in a poor continent? Where are they investing in Africa? They said Africa is poor. They said people in Africa are illiterate and uncivilized. And you're coming to Africa, investing in Africa and employing the same people you said they're illiterate and they're uncivilized. What is your problem? It is just a way of diverting the minds of black people so that they cannot be able to come back and take part on what belongs to them, or take over what belongs to them, or occupy what belongs to them. Africa belongs to the African Americans and the African diasporans and every African person who is in Europe, who is not in Africa. Africa belongs to them. If they are first people who are supposed to be prioritized on when it comes to now maybe sharing Africa or sharing the properties in Africa, should be black people. Black people are supposed to be placed at the first position, at the first priority, not white people. White people are associating themselves with Africa because they know if they don't associate themselves with Africa, they're going to die of poverty. They're going to die of anger. They're going to suffer. Because Africa is a chosen continent. It's a chosen land. Are we together? Now, you need to not listen to what you're being told and come back and take over. That is what Traore says. That is what Traore wants. I played this video for you because I wanted you to reflect back. And if you are planning to do something, or if you are planning to do otherwise, restructure your plans, restructure yourself, and think about it. Think again. When we occupy Africa, we will be united. Once we be united, we are going to be very, 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 very strong than even how people know, expect, or want us to be. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll do my best to make sure I read the comments and give a response where possible. I am the African Streamline. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming. This is your place to be. I tell you every day Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you as black people. For the returning subscribers, I salute you. If it's your first time to be here, don't forget to subscribe. God bless.